Okay, now we joked on the previous episode about Snoke's creation finally explained, and really we were just talking about the actual shape of his face and all of that being based off of Peter Cushing, who played Tarkin. But it gets me thinking again, now that the entire sequel trilogy is over and all of that's done, who do you think Snoke really was, BB-8?
Yeah, I just think that it was definitely a clone, and I think it was a failed clone of Palpatine. Well, a failed body that Palpatine's soul could put into. It was really strange. But he was force sensitive, so Palpatine probably saw a way that he could be used into creating Kylo Ren and just orchestrating everything else. And he looked different enough from Palpatine. He was taller, and he had long hair, apparently. And so it was... I think that he found that he was a better version of somebody you can use to orchestrate the future.
So you think he's a clone?
Yes.
And that's based on Rise of Skywalker and the novelization?
Yeah, Shell, that was failed, and then they cloned him because Palpatine wanted to. So it was
a clone, but it's complicated?
Yes.
Is that it? All right, Samuel, what do you think?
Well, you got to think every clone needed a clone to base it off of. All the clones were based off of Jango Fett. So I think Snoke was a highly force-sensitive being somewhere out in the galaxy that the Empire found, kind of like what we think they were doing with Baby Yoda. They found this force-sensitive and thought, this is who we need. And then maybe they started doing tests and he was dying, or just the bond wasn't happening or whatever. So they kept cloning him so that way they could run multiple tests, almost like he was a lab rat in a sense. I think that's who Snoke was. I think it was kind of like what they were doing with Baby Yoda. It was just somebody who they thought would be a good host, and they cloned him because they needed it.
Or what we speculate.
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, they're doing Baby Yoda. That's a really interesting idea. And you're right. If he is a clone, he's cloned off of some type of a host. Like Jango
That's
Fett.
why I'm saying Palpatine, because they had to have...
You think he was cloned off of Palpatine?
Yes.
He was a clone of Palpatine that looks different?
Yes, because it was a failed version, because he was already...
And they decided to run with it?
Well, he decided, okay, he's force sensitive, so let's let him...
he cloned his... There's the Rey's father...
Who is a clone of him.
That's true.
Is a clone of him. That's really interesting. Do you think it matters? Do
No.
you think we need to know who Snoke is?
No, keep the mystery. I mean, I think that my theory is pretty good, and I think it's right, but I think keep the mystery. Don't fully come out and say, okay, it's this one guy that everybody likes so that we can finally finish this debate. Just keep it as is. Keep the mystery behind who is Snoke.
And he's dead, and
leave him dead.
Was just a puppet, so it's not even like it really matters all that much.